This is 10's late news with all the news you need this Friday. Developing news, Carolina Vilga found alive. A miracle ending for the German backpacker after 12 days in the WA outback. Also new tonight, 2 boaties winched to safety in back-to-back missions off the Queensland coast. A wild police chase in Melbourne comes to a dramatic end, the latest on the investigation. Fresh anti-Israel protests in Sydney in the wake of the detainment of a Gazan grandmother. The shocking moment, a Ukrainian spy is shot dead in broad daylight. Thousands of Aussies look set to lose millions in super, their money allegedly squandered on luxury cars. The so-called buck moon that's wowing millions of Aussies.
Brett Mason is a good for nothing.
And we will tell you the history of Donald Trump's newest ambassador, the former Sydney councillor turned MAGA diehard.
Welcome to 10's Late News with Tallulah Thompson.
Good evening. In developing news, 12 days after going missing in the WA outback, the homicide squad being called in and hope vanishing. German backpacker Carolina Vilga has been found alive in what's being described as simply remarkable. Brianna Inferreira is in the wheatbelt town of Beacon and joins us now. Brianna, what a result.
That's right. Carolina Vilga has been found almost 2 weeks since she went missing in WA's Wheatbelt. The 26-year-old was spotted by a member of the public just before 5 local time, safe and well, walking along a bush track. She is now safe with authorities loaded onto a police plane and taken to Perth for medical attention in hospital. Amazingly, it seems she may only have minor injuries, but she is in a fragile condition and has endured a lot. It's believed she walked more than 70 kilometres. Her van was discovered bogged in dense bushland yesterday, about 100 kilometres from Beacon. Local police released a statement via the local shire's social media late this afternoon, thanking everyone who assisted in the search, including local volunteers who dedicated their time and effort to finding her. Police say her family in Germany has been notified.
She does have some injuries. She's been ravaged by mosquitoes. She's obviously been through an amazing journey, a trauma, and no doubt will be a testimony demonstrating her bravery in the circumstances out there.
These pictures here now show the plane Carolina was in landing at Jandakot. So just to repeat, in some good news, missing backpacker Carolina Vilga has been found safe and well.
Just incredible. Thanks, Brianna. And there have been more rescues, this time in Queensland. Life Flight Sunshine Coast chopper crew has been called in for back-to-back missions at sea. On Wednesday, this man was winched from a bulk carrier after he fell and hit his head, while today a different man on a different ship was flown to hospital with a serious hand injury. Both are recovering in hospital. There's been a dramatic end to a carjacking and extraordinary police pursuit through Melbourne, and a warning some of the vision you are about to see may be confronting. Ashley Kanowski has been following this story. Ash, tell us what happened.
It all began early this morning when a man's car was stolen from a car wash just before 6 a.m. The van was spotted and tracked for several hours across quite a number of Melbourne suburbs before coming to an abrupt stop in Point Cook this afternoon, when a man can be seen jumping from the vehicle through a window before an unmarked police car ploughs straight into him, with officers quick to pounce. As the van was being tracked, police say it was seen travelling erratically at times and was involved in a number of crashes involving both moving and parked vehicles. A mother and daughter are being treated for shock, but there don't appear to be any serious injuries at this stage. Police spoke about the incident late this afternoon. Here's some of what they had to say.
Looking at what happened, I don't think anyone would have expected that offender to bail out of the window like he did when he did. When I watched the video, I was a bit surprised, thinking that someone would do that. Surprised he actually didn't get run over by the van he was in.
A 36-year-old Point Cook man was arrested and taken to hospital under police guard. We're told he suffered non-life-threatening injuries, and Tallulah, he is yet to be interviewed.
Thanks, Ash. There are demands tonight for a 61-year-old grandmother from Gaza to be released after she was detained under the Migration Act. Maha Al-Masri was serviced a notice of visa cancellation and removed from her southwest Sydney home after the Australian Security Intelligence Organisation deemed her a threat. The Home Affairs Office said she did not pass the character test, but the government would not elaborate further.
What I do is have confidence in our national security agencies to do their job, and they do it very well.
She vehemently denies that she's a threat. Do you have any more to add to that?
No.
And this evening, protesters gathered in Sydney's southwest where they expressed their frustrations at the handling of the war in Gaza. Sarah Naven was there.
Pro-Palestine activists were here in Sydney's southwest tonight protesting outside the SEC plating business in Belmore. Now, they claim this business is manufacturing parts for F-35 fighter jets used by the Israeli Defence Force. SEC Plating disputes this, the managing director saying it does not do that and has never done that. It was a protest here that gained headlines a fortnight ago after it evolved into a clash with police where 5 people were charged. Former Greens candidate Hannah Thomas was hospitalised with an eye injury sustained during her arrest. She has just undergone a second eye surgery, and New South Wales Police are undertaking a critical incident investigation. Demonstrators are calling tonight's action a vigil instead, hoping to avoid a repeat of that event. There are at least 8 police cars here, so certainly making their presence known.
Chilling video has emerged of the moment a Ukrainian spy was killed after he was gunned down in a brazen attack in Kyiv. The country's security agency says it's investigating the shooting, which took place in a car park by an unknown assailant who then fled. The apparent assassination comes as the war-torn nation continues to come under fire from Russia. President Zelensky says he's confident that the United States will come through on his request for more missile interceptor systems, while President Trump, who's growing increasingly frustrated over the lack of progress towards ending the war, has vowed to make a major statement on Russia on Monday. There's been wild scenes in Los Angeles as immigration officers clashed with protesters. ICE agents raided the marijuana farm in the north of the city when the protesters showed up. Gas canisters were deployed as demonstrators chased down cars. According to one report, at least half of all farm workers in the US are undocumented immigrants. Disgraced R&B singer Chris Brown appeared in a London court just hours ago for a pre-trial hearing over an alleged bottle attack at a nightclub in 2023. Brown and a co-defendant are charged with intent to cause grievous bodily harm. Both have pleaded not guilty. The Prime Minister will fly to China tomorrow with a business delegation in tow to firm up trade with our biggest partner. It's his 4th time visiting the Asian nation, but it's his ambassadors meeting with Donald Trump that's raising eyebrows.
Plenty of red bound for the land of the red flag. Barossa winemaker Chateau Tanunda saw their sales jump 1,000% when China lifted tariffs on Australian wine exports. And on his second visit there, Anthony Albanese wants to lock in even more business with our biggest partner.
Around about 25% of our exports go to one destination.
That's more than we sell to Japan, South Korea, India and the US combined.
We have worked hard on the relationship.
Discussions on security likely to be a little frostier.
We know there are areas where we will disagree.
The opposition continues to question the stability of the PM's relationship with President Trump, claiming Ambassador Kevin Rudd was holding secret meetings that Anthony Albanese had failed to secure.
They provided 3 sentences of information, just confirming that the meeting took place and that it was at Trump's golf course.
The Prime Minister quick to put Senator Patterson back in his lane, saying it was a brief discussion, certainly no secret and nothing out of the ordinary.
James Patterson needs to pay more attention. I'd spoken publicly about this.
The trip to China should prove a chance to win some political, diplomatic points for the government at a time when global tariffs are being debated in negotiations with the Trump administration. The PM will have a number of business lobby groups in tow. They'll hold roundtable discussions. Importantly, those will all be held face to face. Chris Campy, 10 News.
Brisbane continues to be a hive of military activity ahead of the largest training exercise in the Southern Hemisphere. 10 News was given a tour of the 250-metre-long USS America, which has been docked at the port since Wednesday. It was also where a landmark deal was struck between the US Navy, Royal Australian Navy and the Japan Maritime Self-Defence Force, strengthening our ties with the two nations.
The formation of this trilateral logistics working group is not just a bureaucratic step, it is a strategic leap.
19 nations have sent their military might to Australia for the Talisman Sabre exercise, which officially kicks off on Sunday. Well, stay with us. Up next, millions in super down the drain for thousands of Aussies. So where did all the money go for those with First Guardian? The big change that could be coming to your online browsing. And we step back in time inside the Brisbane home untouched for decades.
Tired of looking for the right product to help you sleep? Ethical Nutrients Mega Magnesium Night combines easily absorbed magnesium and passion flower to help you get an extra 9 hours of sleep. Sounds dreamy as half price at Chemist Warehouse.
Go Harvey Norman 10 days of deals. Capri 4-seater fabric sofa with chaise, adjustable headrest, storage ottoman and sofa bed just $2,499. Nelson 7-piece dining suite, run out deal just $12.99. Amazing value. Sleepmaker Smart Rest Queen mattress just $7.99. Or the Sealy Posturepedic Acclaim Ashbury Foam Queen mattress only $14.99. Plus bonus standard local delivery on selected bedding purchases and up to 30% off our great range of wool rugs. Best prices guaranteed. 10 days of deals at Harvey Norman. On now.
Go! Is this a hit it situation?
It's whatever kind of adventure we want it to be.
This crew is a team.
The choices you make in that chair, they are yours to make and yours to live with.
We await your orders, sir.
We have to stop this invasion.
Get to the ship!
We are going to find our way out of this together.
Hang on!
It's 1 in 1,000 we get it done right or don't blow ourselves up.
We'll just turn it off before we blow up.
Star Trek Strange New Worlds, new season on Paramount+.
4 favourites face off in an epic elimination.
You're all in for one hell of a fight. One small mistake, one little slip up can send you home.
Game on.
Game on. I am going to battle it out. This is a make or break.
Pull it together, take a breath, because you can do this.
No matter who wins this duel, we're going to be losing a champion.
MasterChef, 7 o'clock Sunday on 10.
Watch and stream free.
There's a moment when a young girl turns into a woman. It's complicated and not just pretty.
Our goal was to be a good wife and mother.
What more is there?
I'm not sure you understand. Some people want more.
Do I sense rebellion in our midst?
Let me be my own person.
This is how it starts. I'm building their future. Nothing can go wrong. Not now.
The Gilded Age, new season, now streaming on Paramount+.
It was pitched as a pathway to wealth, but for thousands of Australians, it's turned into a financial nightmare, which it seems they won't be waking up from anytime soon. Around 6,000 people invested hundreds of millions of dollars of their super with First Guardian before it collapsed earlier this year. Now, liquidators for the fund have revealed in a preliminary report that it could take more than a year to untangle the mess. And the sad truth is, investors may never get their money back. It found the overall recoverable value of the investments is likely to be considerably less than their combined book value. So where did their investments go? Significant monies were sent offshore. Some of it was invested in technology ventures, none of which they say have been commercialised. Liquidators also hinted at some questionable spending on lavish goods that was not reported, including a $500,000 Lamborghini, which was seized from one of the company directors responsible for the fund's failure. It'll go under the hammer, but whatever it sells for will barely scratch the surface of the estimated losses, a supersized $446 million. A Sydney childcare worker has been charged with a number of child abuse offences. As exclusively revealed by 10 News Plus this evening, the man was arrested yesterday. It was a tip-off into an online user uploading material that first sparked an investigation led by the Australian Federal Police. We are unable to name the married father or say which childcare centres he worked at. However, he has been charged with a number of offences, including using a child under 4 years to make child abuse material. He faced court today and was refused bail. An ID check before you search the web could soon be the new norm as Australian government seeks to add further protections for children online. The E-Safety Commissioner is introducing a new industry code, forcing search engines like Google and Microsoft to verify a person's age and filter the content accordingly.
Want to surf the web? First, you'll have to prove how old you are. It's the way of the future, with the E-Safety Commissioner introducing age checks for search engines.
This is really going to be quite a widespread change that will affect most people's searching habits.
It's part of a new online safety code, much like the already announced social media age limits, meaning Aussies will need to prove their age when they sign in to a search engine account, like Google or Microsoft. For those logged-in users under 18, the search results will filter out pornography, high-impact violence, and self-harm material.
You can circumvent age checking by using a VPN.
Plus, there's always the option of just not logging in. Still, big tech companies will be forced to age check through photo ID, face scanning age estimation tools, credit card checks, digital ID, parent or guardian consent, stored data, or third-party verification. And that, experts say, has its own risks.
If biometric data is used as part of an identity verification process and it goes out into the wild, it's irrecoverable. It can't be replaced.
The new rules will come in December.
I think the critical question is this the solution?
Those companies who flout the rules face fines of almost $50 million per breach. Samara Gardner, 10 News.
Millions of dollars has just gone up in flames on the French Riviera after a super yacht sparked an inferno. The 41-metre Sea Lady 2 is no more after fire engulfed the yacht berthed in the port of Saint-Tropez. Up until a few hours ago, the exceptionally wealthy could rent the yacht for as little as 116,000 Aussie dollars a week. But that's hard to do now that the super yacht is partially sunk. The cause of the fire is still being investigated. It's the most famous handbag ever created, and now it's the most expensive ever sold. The Birkin bag, prototype created by fashion house Hermes for actress Jane Birkin, has fetched over $15 million at auction. The handbag is a status symbol only offered to a select few and costing tens of thousands of dollars when bought new. Jane carried her namesake bag for decades and once mused that her obituary would read Birkin, like the bag or something. Bidding for the piece lasted just 10 minutes and is said to have included Lauren Sanchez Bezos before being sold to an unnamed buyer from Japan. A home that stood empty, locked up and virtually unchanged for decades is about to go to auction. Stepping into the Brisbane property is like going back in time, and 10 News was given a special tour.
Welcome to the house where time stood still.
It's been so untouched that it makes it a very unique place, and I've never seen anything like it.
Steeped in mystery, filled with history, the grand old property has sat on a corner in the Brisbane suburb of Paddington, locked up and left for at least 30 years.
It's been one of those homes that people have walked past, driven past for decades and wondered, well, what's inside?
Every corner is a reminder of days gone by. From magazines to medicines, inside is remarkably well kept. The gold-edged pressed metal ceilings, immaculate. Some believe it was also used as a medical facility during the war, perhaps inside the unusual brick add-on out the back. At one stage, a family member who lived here did work as a pharmacist, but a lot has been lost, including any details of when the home was actually built, likely turn of the century.
But we did find that the family that owns it now has had a connection with this property for at least 100 years.
Every old home has a story, and different people provide different elements to that story, and whether it's the family, locals and all the rest of it.
Perhaps the most intriguing urban legend that comes with the house is about the last family who was here. The story goes that they abruptly left in the early 90s. The dinner table was still set. There was still a pantry full of food. It's almost as if they just disappeared. 31 Perrott Street is now on the market. Adults will see the potential, children may think it's haunted, but it's time this home was filled with new stories.
We hope that somebody will love it back to life.
Georgina Hill, 10 News.
We'll stay with us up next. Look out your window. We explain what makes tonight's full moon so special. And would you eat a meal made by an AI chef? How one restaurant is dishing up gourmet food designed by data.
A desperate insider from a failing business has reached out for help, so I'm going undercover. The moment they know I'm coming, they cover their tracks. Not this time.
Are you happy? No, nor am I.
With cutting-edge surveillance,
I can see every corner.
undercover diners,
You can be pretending to talk on your telephone if you want to talk to me.
Tastes like mop water.
and an insider telling him everything.
Those meatballs were festering in the fridge last night. Do not eat the meatballs. Oh my God. I've had enough. I am going in.
Gordon Ramsay is here.
Stop what you're doing.
It's usually not good if Chef Ramsay's walking to the door.
This diner is closed.
You guys want a bag?
That? You should be ashamed.
I'm not ashamed of the 4.6 Google rating I have.
There's rat droppings everywhere. Where's that on your 4.6 Google rating?
Oh, hell no.
Within this establishment, I have an insider. They've been talking to me, they've met with me.
Who's the insider?
Breaking news! We're screwed! I can transform a kitchen, but I need to know that you are ready for change. Can you accept change? Oh boy.
Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service starts July 30 on 10.
Watch and stream free.
Everyone who comes into this clinic is a mystery. Solve a mystery, save a life.
Somebody help!
Our patients don't need doctors. Our patients need detectives.
You can see into people's souls. He may be reckless,
This is not an approved procedure.
but he's also a genius. Who are you?
Watson starts Sunday, July 20 on 10.
Watch and stream free.
You light the wick and then you go, boom!
He's off to an explosive start.
Banker! What's it gonna be?
Will he blow the banker's vault wide open?
How cocky are you feeling?
Pretty cocky.
7 o'clock Monday on 10.
Watch and stream free.
Welcome back. Thousands of current and potential Macca's workers have had their personal data exposed due to a weakness in an AI chatbot the fast food giant uses for recruitment. The bot, called Olivia, screens applications, asks for additional information and conducts a personality test. The system was exposed after US-based researchers accessed the platform using the password, you'll never guess, 123456. McDonald's Australia says it is disappointed by the unacceptable vulnerability from a third-party provider. Wildlife experts have lashed out at a Canadian influencer who posted a video of himself catching a crocodile in Australia. Colton Macaulay grabbed the croc during a recent trip to Northern Australia. The video was shared multiple times with his 16 million followers across December and January.
He's definitely not the sharpest tool in the shed. This kind of behaviour is never commended. You know, it causes a lot of issues for both the animals and the people involved. And of course, going over such a large social media platform, it can influence the wrong kind of people as well, especially the younger generation.
It's unclear exactly where the video was shot. Thousands of Australian stargazers have flocked to vantage points across the country tonight to capture the July full moon. Jade Kotick has the pictures.
Thanks, Tallulah, and good evening. The July full moon, also known as the buck full moon, is shining across Australian cities tonight. It is the first full moon after the winter solstice, and the name coincides with the time of year in the Northern Hemisphere when male deer grow their antlers. The natural satellite has attracted thousands of eyeballs across the world, with many here in Australia taking to popular vantage points to capture the beautiful lunar light, or even streaming the moon rising online. Now for your capital city forecast for Saturday, July 12. It will be fine and sunny in Brisbane tomorrow, 21 degrees. Blue skies ahead for Sydney, 19. It'll be partly cloudy in Melbourne and Hobart. Cooler temperatures, 17 and 13 degrees. Adelaide will be dry, but it will be a wet start to the weekend for Perth.
Thanks, Jade. A former suburban Sydney councillor turned right-wing influencer has a new job. Donald Trump's next ambassador to Malaysia. So how did Nick Adams go from local politician to an advocate for so-called alpha males? Adams was born in Australia and was the youngest ever deputy mayor to be elected when he joined the Ashfield City Council in 2004. His tenure was not without controversy. He denounced multiculturalism, proposed a ban on pigeons, and was criticised for spending thousands of council dollars on personal phone bills and taxis. Adams also launched this memorable attack on a former Channel 10 reporter.
I've got something really nice to say to you,
well, let's
Brett,
do it and get
Brett
it out
Mason.
of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got no problem. I would just like to say, I'll wait till the applause finishes. I would just like to say that Brett Mason is a good-for-nothing.
Since then, he has become fully ingrained in the MAGA ecosystem and became a US citizen in 2021. He has promoted his alpha male lifestyle, regularly appearing on Fox News and writing books critical of immigration, Joe Biden, and the education system. Adams' outspokenness has clearly caught the attention of the US president, who called him an inspiration on Truth Social. A dinosaur museum has uncovered a prehistoric surprise hiding right under its nose, or rather, car park. Denver Museum of Nature and Science in Colorado was drilling more than 750 feet underground to see if the property could switch to geothermal heating. But instead, they bored right into the backbone of a small plant-eating creature.
Holy guacamole. I mean, wow. I mean, that's your Willy Wonka moment. Who would have thought it would have happened here in the parking lot of the museum, where we actually have boatloads of those dinosaurs on display?
You bet the fossil is the museum's next big attraction. And finally tonight, AI is already driving cars and writing emails. Now it seems it's also cooking our dinner. Sounds good to me. A restaurant in Dubai is serving up a taste of the future with an AI chef, while the food's still plated by human hands. Everything else from the menu, mood and service is designed by culinary AI models, trained on decades of food science and global recipes. While it can't yet taste for itself, it can analyse, breaking down flavour profiles into texture and acidity to create unique dishes. The model is also designed to repurpose commonly binned ingredients like meat trimmings, turning kitchen scraps into gourmet bites. Well, that's all the news you need this Friday. I'm Tallulah Thompson. Thank you for joining us on 10's Late News. We hope you have a great weekend.